All right, everybody, this is Sports Inquirer, Emar Sopatu. We're happy to be joined by assistant head coach for Georgia State basketball, Cliff Warren. Cliff, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on winning the conference tournament. What's the past few days been like, the buzz and recovery from those few days in Florida?
It's been great. It's been rewarding, refreshing. If you ask the players, some of the guys have experienced this before, like Kane Williams, who's been to the tournament a couple times. And then you talk to some guys who have never been there before, like Colin Moore. It's just an exciting feeling as a kid who plays basketball. You watch March Madness, you watch conference championships, you watch the NCAA tournament, and you play basketball and you think, man, hopefully I can be there one day. And I think these guys are experiencing that form of exhilaration. So it's been exciting. It's been busy on the coaching staff, but it's been really fun.
Yeah, and we'll get to the winning streak that you're on right now, but we'll get to that. What's the team been doing so well over the past few weeks to get the 10 straight wins, including the conference tournament victory? What's been some of the key factors in just a turnaround from the middle point of the season where you had some struggles?
Yeah, I think there have been several. Just to touch on a few, you mentioned during the season we had some struggles because of COVID, because of injuries, because of internal issues. I think we've been able to get past that. That has really helped us come together as a team, which has been great. I think our communication has been much, much better. I think defensively, we've been better at contesting shots, taking away three-point shooters, diving on the floor for loose balls, paying attention to details, paying attention to scouting report. And I think what's been consistent throughout the whole year, but now I think during this quote unquote streak, I think our guys have really been locked into the message from head coach Rob Lanier about staying connected, playing good defense, blocking out, rebounding. I think those things have really resonated with our team.
And how big have the seniors been with that? We'll start with Corey, Allen, and Kane Williams, Justin Thomas, those guys. And Coach Lanier has talked about, especially with Kane, needing more leadership from him and getting that. What about those guys? And then even Corey, who I thought his best shooting form has been through the past few games from the conference tournament. What about those seniors? How big this is for them?
I think they've all done a good job. And you mentioned Kane Williams came back for his super senior year, if you will. I think it started with him. I think he accepted the leadership role and just said, okay, I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to say a little bit more. I'm going to put forth more of an effort. And I think he accepted the fact that he was going to make sure that he called guys out when they weren't doing things that they were supposed to. He was willing to take some bullets from his teammates. And then I think Eliel stepped up with his play. He's a vocal guy. He always gives 100%. He's a physical guy. And then I think Justin and Corey came along as well. And then Corey, as you mentioned, just with his play, if you just look at the last two games, scoring back-to-back games of 29 points and shooting that really, I think that helped our team and helped the other guys just kind of get in line.
Yeah, and then you mentioned you're getting ready for, you don't know where you're going yet, who you're playing. How do you handle that? Just as far as the excitement, I'm sure you're still excited about it. But you not going to know till Sunday who you're playing, where you're going. How do you handle that as a staff? Do you let the guys have a few days off, or do you actually still get back in the gym? What's the next few days like for you?
Yeah, we had a long bus ride, an enjoyable bus ride yesterday from Pensacola, 5 to 6 hours, but it was very enjoyable. We came back to some great fans here at Georgia State that welcomed us back, gave them the day off. They're off today from practice. They're off tomorrow from practice. But again, they are student athletes. So they do have to go to class. They do have to go to study hall. Jess Sumney, who is our academic advisor, who traveled with us over the weekend, she does a tremendous job of keeping guys on point. Even during the championship game, guys were doing study hall in the hotel. So they are off physically with their feet. They'll go see the trainer and get treatment. And then we'll pick things back up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with practice. And then on Sunday night, watch the selection show. We will have practice just to stay sharp with our offense, with our defense, with conditioning, and then find out Sunday night what's next.
What does the movement mean for you personally? You have head coaching experience in the past. You've been an assistant in the city of Atlanta previously with the Coach Hewitt at Georgia Tech. What about for you personally, just having Georgia State, you and then this program, it's become almost a perennial deal being in the NCAA tournament. What about you and just your spot and just representing the program?
Yeah, I think what it's done for me is just help me fall back on some previous experiences, being a head coach, being an assistant coach and going to the tournament, being able to just share some of those experiences with the team, what to expect, and just to help prepare our guys moving forward, going into the tournament, when you travel, the expectations. But our guys have handled things very well so far.
Yeah, and just what about the Georgia State as a program? The way things are shaking out, you may be the only team from the state in the NCAA tournament. And just what does that mean for you and just you guys representing the state on this grand of a scale on the NCAA tournament, being in Georgia?
Again, I think it's all rewarding. We don't necessarily look at it like that, being possibly the only team in the state. I can't speak for any of the other schools in the state. I can only speak for Georgia State. And I think our guys have, like I said earlier, just paid attention. They've been coachable. And I think they're being rewarded for those things.
Yeah, and how does this just help the exposure of the program being on this stage as far as recruiting, maybe national attention? We're speaking right now. But just how big is this just for the guys and then for the program to be on this stage that you're about to step into?
Yeah, again, I think every college student athlete, every college coach, this is one of the goals that you have every year. It's definitely one of the goals for our program. Georgia State men's basketball has a history and a legacy of getting to the tournament, of winning the Sun Belt. And we want to continue in that fashion. You mentioned recruiting. You mentioned national spotlight. Because we historically been able to get to the tournament, we've attracted really good players. I think any coach worth their salt will say, hey, it's not my drawn up plays. It's the players that we have in the program that have helped us sustain that level of winning, that level of achievement. So we are hopeful that we continue to win. We continue to do the right things by our players, and that we will attract other quality players. As you know our roster upwards and downwards, and you mentioned those 4 seniors that we have. We're going to need to replace them next year. So we're hoping that we can attract some good quality student athletes, but some guys who fit our culture, some guys who understand it's not about them and it's about the program and winning. So if we can attract more good players to replace the ones that we are losing, then we can continue to sustain this program's success.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate it. And congratulations once again, and good luck in the NCAA tournament.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, and go Panthers.